Oh wait, let me verify with the chat. Man, I am tripping balls today. Without anything, right? Just naturally. Oh, we got a chat coming up. You'll be able to see that.
All right.
Oh, you know what? It's signal, man. It's, you know what it is? It's our energy. Every time there's a formidable, okay, so we are online on all the different platforms. We got a great show to start off Tuesday with Tsunami Diamond. I'm going to play an incredible piece that he put together. It's actually a 20-plus minute EP, but we're going to play the first 4 minutes. It's called Ode to the Divine Feminine. You know how I feel about music, and this is a real shift. I can promise you that. So we'll be back in 4 minutes. These shows resonate with you. Please share. Thank you for your continued love, support, and contributions that allow us to keep doing this by the seat of our pants every day, which is not a complaint, because that's the way things work in the 5D. So here's an incredible piece of music, lyrical. I mean, the whole thing. It makes me a little bit jealous. Makes me want to get back in there and see what I can do with my own stuff. But okay, here we go. This is called Ode to Divine Feminine.
Yeah. Tsunami Diamond. I am so thankful and blessed right now. Feeling so much love, support, wisdom, and guidance from the divine feminine and all of the goddesses that are coming into my life right now. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for supporting me. The way is ever clear now that I see it. I'm no longer in fear now that I free it. There's only one thing to do, be it now that I conceived it. The truth ever clear as I be it, ever near as I received it. I am light disappeared as I reappear it. The masters are here and they are you. The great ones are awakening and this is true. Thank you for rising from the light in you. Lighting up the family tree of star seeds, the true Christmas tree is the tree of Christos. Lit by we, light by light, I see we see. The family tree of light, of oneness. Lit by eternal love, unity and oneness. Light it up, that tree is you. All you have to do is be the light in you. As I take all off, that is not me. I rise as the truth, the love I used to seek. I bow to the great one that has caused the love to be found in me, my inner wizard of Oz. Wise as the sunrise, as the sunset, as the rain is wet. Wise to bow to the one, and wise to rise as the sun, and rise to do it again and again. And every single moment I choose to transcend all of my connections, transparent, full of light. Light all I touch and all that touches me, a welcoming to a homecoming. To all that you can be, as I can be, in all I do, in all I see, I will unfold, turn inside out. I am just as I am. What more do I need to understand? Create from this love and be this love. Many a story have been told, many a story will be told, and from here now I unfold. From my love be told, from my heart be told. For as the story changes and rearranges, one thing remains, that I am, and that I is love. The only thing to do is be that love. Unfold from there into everywhere. Be as you are, and we're meant to be. How you know in your heart, you are to be. For we are each other's keys, and your simply being can help unlock the we. Everything is far more connected and intertwined than we can even have the capacity to realize in these minds. Realize as you bear witness, may you be realigned to the inner love of these magical times. By the grace connected to the great heartbeat, it's time to unite the tribes and get off your seat. I am as a tree, I work at transmuting density. I anchored into this reality, and my heart field expands from within me. The canopy of I am extends far above me. The roots of I am flow deep, deep, deep. I transmute the densities, I absorb organically. As a tree converts CO2 into oxygen, I turn densities into light with my heart engine designed with this intention. I am a triple of light. Stand with me as a forest of triple, sending light into this atmospheric steeple. A feeling deep, Vibrational sensation full of useful information, a physical translation beyond words and beyond temptations of projections from a mental concentration. The feeling and sensing bodies are changing, and it is with great elation that we as a collective endure and ensure this transformation. Always rerouting focus back to the heart gate, stargate, away and the way. Away from the blame game, the me and they fame, the disempowerment chain. It is now time to remain, reframe and remain, growing into the lion's mane. This energy that stands for pride, the type of pride that lays it all on the line. The type that is vulnerable for it works as one pride.
This shift's getting real.
The shift's getting real.
That's some dope ass shift right there, man.
I got like 30 more just
right,
ready to rock and put out to the world.
Man, just keep putting them out, man. Keep putting them out. I was telling you before the show that we're heading to Sedona. We'll be there the 17th through the 3rd, well, the last day of the month. And so I'm hooking up with some friends of mine there. If you ever get over there, let me know and I'll introduce you to them.
Beautiful.
And
I need to get back out to Sedona again. The last time I went was it last year, and it was when it was snow everywhere there. So it was just a majestic first time experience at Sedona with this just white wonderland out there.
Oh, right on. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting over there for a lot of reasons, and one of them is my friends have been they're musicians, and they're event producers. They put on an incredible festival last year with, I want to say, 11 stages. They had 200 acts. Their dudes are they're like, anyway, they've got a nice little office.
Okay.
And they've got a recording studio, so we're going to be broadcasting over there the 21st through the 30th every day from 12 to 2 Sedona time, and we're going to be mixing in people coming by and people like this, where we just pull them up for 20-minute segments, play some of their music, play videos, and all that. Allah, my friend, says it's sound song time. Todd, stand up. I can't. I'm in my underwear. So otherwise I would. But
thank you for tuning in.
Right on. Yeah. So
I'm gonna try and come out there, Todd. Just
where are you located at? What planet are you on? Because that music didn't come from the Earth.
But I'm here on a mission to help save planet Earth.
Right on. But where are you at on the planet at this time?
Southern California right now.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, where are you?
Dude, you got to come, man. You got to come. Look, there's an event on the let's see, it would be the 19th, which is a Saturday.
Okay.
There's another conference that I'm actually going to speak at that's the following weekend, but we're going to be doing stuff every day. It's right there in West Sedona on the main drag, right next to the Sedona Bar and Grill is where their office is. My friend Jade and Ty and their buddies Neil and but anyway, there's also it's a yoga studio over in West Sedona where we've gotten together before with them and other people, and we're going to be doing some stuff there. So there's going to be some stuff going on. The last time I was there, Romeo Barron came down. I don't know if you've heard his stuff, man. That stuff is like, and so he came down from Southern Cal, and man, it was really cool. He did a freestyle light language with Shakina Rose. There was just some awesome stuff happening. Didgeridoos, poetry. I did a little conscious rap. I mean, we just had a blast for 4 hours. So think about it. And what I'm saying is every day something will be going on because
I'm going to try and make that happen. Yeah. That's in September, right?
Yeah, September 17th through September 30th. Good morning, Pamela Johnson, dear beloved sister. I have a big announcement to make. I'm sorry, I don't usually do this on the show, but we're going to play today. Are you in a rush? Do you need to leave early today?
Todd.
Cool. So Pamela Johnson has been one of the 3 interviews or guests that I've wanted to have on this show for 4 years. And like so many of these powerful divine feminines, which are the inspiration for the song that you heard at the top of the show by our beautiful brother, Tsunami Diamond, so many of these divine feminines like Pamela have been doing the work for years and years and years in the background, powerful, powerful, powerful work. And they've been reluctant to step up for a lot of reasons because of the energetic suppression and oppression that occurred for centuries. But now it's a safe place to come up. It's a safe time to come up. Soulogy is a safe place to come up. Anyway, she's going to be coming on. We haven't set the date yet, but it's going to be in the very near future. And I am really looking forward to that. It's probably the highlight of my year. So Pamela Johnson is coming. So, but yeah. So
Love
this,
waves.
what's that?
Oh, they said heads up, incoming love waves.
Oh man, she's amazing. I work with her a lot in Dimension. And she'll write me and say, "Hey, we were." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Like, I know it. Yeah. So I want another shout out too to Candace, Candace Co.
Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful, incredible, divine feminine. She's just like, she's like just unbelievable. I've always resonated with her. She's taken part in a couple of our open mic spoken words, and she's just absolutely incredible. Been on the show a couple of times. Anyway, she introduced me to you, and I believe she had a few of the lyrics in that first song. And that's when I first heard you. And then of course they put it on me to contact you and set it up. And I'm not the person to do it. so finally somebody figured it out. You did, or she did. But yeah. So big shout out to Candace. Thank you for bringing this together.
We love you, Candace.
Right on. Yeah. So how I'm just curious, linear time, how old are you?
I'm now in my Christ year, 33.
Oh, right on.
33 on 330 this year.
Oh wow, that's crazy. So you're only 3 years younger than me. That's cool. We've probably graduated.
We're young.
Right. So and 33, how long have you been woke?
I mean, it's been a long journey of my woke phase of my life. Been definitely extremely ramping up since 2012. But I mean, I grew up in religion. My dad's a pastor and was before that a Buddhist monk. His whole life in Thailand. He was put in the monastery at the age of 5 and was in the monastery till he was 18.
Wow.
Buddhist monk. And then came to America and eventually converted to Christianity and became a pastor. So I grew up, a preacher's kid. And
well, that doesn't sound like an ordinary preacher, though.
No.
I've heard of him going the other direction. I've never heard of him going from Buddhist monk to priest or pastor.
Yeah. So, I mean, I started having my awakening at a young age. I even started teaching yoga at the age of 15. I got certified to teach yoga. So that was the spark and start of my, start looking into spirituality outside of Christianity. And since then, I mean, just, there's been endless things that have happened in my life that have just sparked more and more remembrances within me. But especially, I mean, these last 3 years have been very pivotal.
Yeah. I bet. Now, so talking to a 33-year-old, and you're in a male form. So, I mean, I started, I guess, interacting with people in 2014, late 2013. And there was like 85% females in these groups.
Yeah.
And the majority, and I want to say like 95% of the people were between 45 and 65. There's probably a few more 35 to 45, but you didn't see young people. Now I started to see them in the demographics of Soulogy on YouTube. I didn't do a lot with YouTube. I never really was consistent about it until January of 2019. But what I noticed was young men from 18 to 35 were making up a pretty big percentage that wasn't falling in line with the typical that I saw on Facebook and other social medias. But so to talk to somebody 33 years old, woke, father was a Buddhist monk, became a pastor. This is incredible. We need to get him on the show. And did you have, I mean, like you talked about 3 years ago, up to that point, had you heard anything, let's just say galactic, star family, elemental? Had you had any visitations, third eye experiences, dimensional experiences? Was there anything that just kind of like jumped out at you and you're like, whoa, this shit's real?
Yeah, when it started getting really real was 2008, end of 2018. Because when I first started going down this personal development, self-development path at a young age, I mean, my dad gave me the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie at the age of 11. And I read that for the first time then, and then read it many, many more times after that, and really just started reading lots of personal development stuff over my life. Went through all the Tony Robbins stuff, Wayne Dyer,
Napoleon Hill, W. Clement
all Napoleon Hill, all those guys' stuff.
Augmentino.
My start was into that realm, and over time, it went more and more into the spirituality side of things, metaphysical side of things.
Yeah.
But really, where it started ramping up was in November 2018. I had finalized getting trained, getting attuned as a Reiki master. And after that, it just sent me on a whirlwind of going through these different experiences that I had where I came back into remembrance of all my different incarnations on Earth, which was only 4 of them. I haven't been here that many times.
Far out. So you've only been here 4 times to your knowledge.
That's it. 4.
And what were people say that, like my wife, I think, said this might be her first one, maybe her second one. But I can tell people that haven't, there's just something. I know I've been here like for, I don't know, as long as you can be. I've been in the dirt, the rocks, the whole 9 yards, and I say that with the utmost respect. But what were the 4 incarnations that you remember?
I'll tell you those in a second. Sita, this is a necklace that I had designed. That's what I'm wearing. It's a combination of some of the most powerful crystals. It's a combination of moldavite, sapphirite, which is the feminine masculine tech type, Angara, and kyanite, and Herkimer diamonds, and Lemurian seed quartz.
Man, you're serious about this stuff, aren't you?
I am. I'm all in, Todd. The 4 lifetimes that I remembered. So the first one that I remembered was I have this medicine man staff, this amazing medicine man staff that has a coyote head on it, eagle feather, this real deal. And I love thrift store shopping. So there's this thrift store that I go to all the time, and I went in one time, and I saw it right away. Boom! I'm like, oh, I got to get that. And I get this medicine man staff, which I wish I had it with me here. I'm not at my house right now. And I get home, and I wanted to connect with it that night. So I literally sit down on a chair. I'm not on anything. This is purely sober, okay?
That's the best way.
Medicine's nothing. And I sit down with this to connect with it and get that connection with it. And literally, the moment that I sit down, I got my legs crossed. I have it across my legs. I touch my hands on this, and I literally blast off into a full-blown vision, one of the most powerful ones I've ever had. And in this vision, I go into this vision where it's dark. It's darkness. I'm outdoors. I see natives dancing around a fire doing ceremony. So I start approaching the fire, and all of a sudden me and the medicine man of the tribe lock eyes, and we start coming face to face, and we come right up to each other. We're looking at each other face to face. After we're staring at each other for a moment, I asked him, I said, "Who are you?" And he said, I am you and you are me.
Yeah,
The
that's
moment he said that, it was this, in the movies where it's like the flash of your life going before your eyes. That's what took place. So my life as the medicine man flashed before my eyes.
Far out.
So that was the first one, and then it was almost I had these remembrances that were leading me back to my one before. So that then I had all these visions of Egypt, of my lifetime in Egypt, and then Atlantis, and then Lemuria.
So you hit the high points.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember those very well, but I also remember the dark ages.
I don't remember all that. I remember things galactically that took place, that
You do?
Yeah. Well, okay. So that was the end of 2018 when I came into remembrance of my existence on Earth. And then in 2019, last year, around the Lionsgate is when I started having all these awakenings of coming back into remembrance of my galactic past.
Okay, very cool.
And right around the Lionsgate, I had all these different visions and just like a lot of visions where I started coming back into remembrance of my my lineage in Lyra, which that's where in this universe, which I've found out that I'm not even originally from this universe. I kind of came here on a whim at one point, a long time ago, and landed in Lyra. And in Lyra is where I had most of my incarnations. I had many incarnations. And my last incarnation in Lyra was essentially, the last. I mean, really, the last incarnation Vinny was having in Lyra, because Lyra got destroyed, and it was the start of the Galactic War that started way back then.
I remember that.
It was the start of, dishonor to the feminine, because back over in Lyra, the feminine was held at very high regard.
Yeah.
And
even here in some of the early cultures, there was a lot of goddess was in the proper place.
Oh yeah. I have many Lyran brothers and sisters that have been coming into my life, especially around the Lionsgate. That's, right around that time was when I met when I met so many other powerful beings that their lineage traces back to there as well.
She's a Lyrian. You can just look at her and tell.
Oh yeah. So my last lifetime in Lyra, because I one of my team members, she's also highly skilled with Akashic records. She's a record keeper, and she's able to tap into not just Gaia records, but all the records, because essentially the Akashic records are like interconnected bubbles. So there's Akashic records for Earth, there's Akashic records for other systems, and they're interconnected bubbles, which if you're a skilled person at tapping into the Akashic records, you're able to transverse through the infinite bubbles of Akashic records. So we had an event in January, right on January 10th is when it started, 1/10/2020. And right after that event, it was called the Ascended Experience, an in-person event, which we were going to be having a series of these this year, 4 of them in the year. It's going to be January, then we were going to be doing Nevada City, Sedona, and Shasta.
Are you in LA County, or where are you at?
LA area, yeah.
Okay.
I'm outside of LA. I used to live in LA. I got out of LA 7+ years ago. I was a celebrity hairstylist living in Los Angeles.
Are you in or where you at, in the Inland Empire? What county are you in?
Inland Empire, Murrieta, the
Okay. Yeah. I'm very familiar with that area. I lived in San Juan Capistrano, and then I did a lot of work out that way. We've got some good friends that live in the Hemet area.
Okay.
Very cool. Romeo lives over there, not too far from
really?
there. Yeah. Oh. Romeo lives there. In fact, we were staying with our friends in Hemet, and he came over and visited. So that was cool. Yeah.
Okay. Usually when I'm out in that area, I'm just in my cave working away. So.
Aren't we all? But the hermits are coming out now.
I had this. Let me show you this meme, Todd. You'll think this meme's funny. One of my team members sent it to me. the other day, and it definitely put a laugh on my face. Let's see, where is this meme here? Okay, here we go. Let's see if you can see that. So it says, how my ego imagined the Great Awakening and reality.
Oh yeah. How appropriate is that?
Yeah, that's how I feel a lot of times. You know,
I remember actually
architecting the framework for New Earth.
Yeah, I remember. I was on the streets for the first couple of years when I woke up, and when I came off the streets, I was given a computer. I was given a laptop, and so I remember because I worked in this little. It used to be a wet bar, one of those little wet bars like having a den.
Okay.
So it was like, I don't know, like maybe 5 by 4. You know, it was just a little alcove. So I remember setting the computer up and putting it in that room, and it looked just like that meme. That's freaky. So I came in to do some work, and in the room, what I became very familiar with later, this golden white light just started blasting, and I was like, holy F. Like, I'm not, I'm sober at the time, and I'm like going, this is like totally like an hallucinogenic experience, which I had plenty of experience with, but it was beyond that. But the message, you know how that the messages come in and they don't ever always have specific words. It just like showed me this glowing illumination of this golden white light, and it was centered on the laptop. And so they're telling me, hey, this is how you're going to do it. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Right? Like, oh man, what a trip we've had, all of us. Right?
Oh yeah, it's an exciting ride.
So you mentioned Lyra. That's been huge lately, and maybe it was because of the Lionsgate. I guess certainly that had something.
Yeah, well, there's great significance with Lyra right now, or Lyra, as I like to say Lyra. A lot of people say Lyra.
I don't know. I usually say Lyra, but I thought you were saying Lyra, so I was trying to be conforming.
No, I feel like it's more pronounced Lyra.
Lyra, yeah, Lyrians. I say Lyrians and Lyra.
Yeah. Okay, we're on the same page.
Man, I want to ask you about this since you're connected in that manner. So my wife and I have been traveling around as guided at a very challenging time for 3.5 years, and we're still living that day-to-day thing, which is cool. But we end up getting called to Arkansas, a little town outside of Fort Smith, Arkansas, and it's a portal. And we end up finding this duplex, and it backs up to a riverbed, a dried riverbed. It's crazy. It's like you go in the backyard, it looks like you're in Hawaii. I mean, it's jungle. And so it immediately started talking to me. There's a portal, it's interdimensional, it's got the same type of energy like Sedona, Shasta, and so they're like educating me. But the one thing that keeps happening, and it happened last night, is I keep seeing this Black Panther, which the first time I saw my wife in an animal spirit, she was a Black Panther. Okay? So that kind of like made sense. But then last night I saw this beige, deerskin color lion, I would say, lioness. But she wasn't like a lioness like from Africa. It was more like a mountain lion, like you would see in the Inland Empire, right? Like that type of mountain lion. Mm-hmm. The big ones are like 250 pounds, and she was just like walking back and forth, like pacing. And I'm like, whoa. And I didn't get a bad feeling at all. I mean, I loved it. I was just like, whoa, what is happening? Because it's getting louder and louder and louder. Is there a connection between this feminine energy that's rising, well, it's beyond rising now, that's expanding horizontally around the earth, and Lyra?
Very much so. What's happening right now is it's a time like what's going on the planet is far bigger than just Earth. What the work we're doing right now on the planet is going to ripple throughout the entire universe, and we're doing ancient galactic traumas. We're doing big work right now. And as I said, the break and the start of dishonor to the feminine and imbalances even started taking place back at this start of the Galactic War in Lyra.
Yeah.
So right now what's taking place is it's time to put an end to the Galactic War. It's time to bring balance back to masculine and feminine. It's not like we're talking about going back to a matriarchy as what once was on Earth in our ancient past. What it is it's about all of us, no matter if we're man or woman, whatever body we're in, is to balance those energies within us, the masculine and feminine energies.
That's right.
And as you said, the rise of the feminine started years ago. They were the first to start awakening. And what I've been seeing actually, Todd, in the last few weeks is a massive shift taking place with so many brothers right now.
Dude, it's happening,
the
man.
Rise of the divine masculine taking place right now. That's what we're at the start of.
It's happening. I'm partnered up, married in a divine union with an incredible shaman, oracle, who's been on the front lines of the feminine part of it. And so our relationship for 5 years has mirrored what's going on collectively. And so there were so many times, man, because I'm busting my ass since the first time she came in 2017 and really started getting involved with soulogy. And there's a long story behind that, because that all happened years and years ago before we incarnated. So, she came in the door. As soon as she came in the door, she starts, the mother goddess jumped into her. She's told me later, that's never happened. So she starts talking to me. Yeah. And I'm sitting across from this woman who I just met, and she's telling me the story. Anyway, long story short, I spent so much time in 2017, 2018, and 2019 busting my ass. We were told this was the platform for the voices of the Mother Goddess and all of us, regardless of your, incarnated gender. All this information, and the whole time I'm thinking, and she'll be like, well, the masculine's got to do this, and the masculine's got to do that. I'm like, man. Behind her back, I'm like, man, I'm doing this, I know I'm making this happen. But in the last 10 days, something has gone crazy, dude. Last night, every night we go to bed, we put our hands together, and we just see what happens. Yeah. And a variety of things have happened over the years. Last night, now this is fucking crazy, and I'm sorry with the F-bombs today, people, but I'm laying there and I see the divine masculine hovering over me last night. And I've got Kundalini in both of my feet, coming up my legs, about to hit my groin, and I'm going, what to WTF, what's going to happen here? Do I need to get a diaper? Do I need to get a towel? What's going on? And finally, as it was occurring, because there was information was coming in just as impactful as the merging, I whispered to her, I'm like, I'm merging with the divine masculine. And she said, what? And I said, because then I got scared. I thought, I don't know how this goes. I said, merging with the divine masculine. Right? And she goes, oh, okay. And I said, and then I knew from the okay, because I know her. I was like, oh, you already knew. You knew this. You knew this was happening. She said, oh, yeah, I know what's happening. Yeah. But anyway, I'm making a joke about it. It's been very serious. There's been a couple of 3 nights, Friday, Saturday night. Sunday was a break. Last night came back with the merging. But yeah, something's happening, man. And it is so powerful. It is so, so powerful. There's this space of total vulnerability, but total lack of inhibition. And it's whoa, I get to go play in that energy. And I heard this last night. I heard, you are the creator, period. She's creation. You go make this happen. I'm like, yes, let's do it. Anything you can add to that, or any?
Yeah. It's time. Any men watching this right now, it's time to step up and become a divine masculine, because there's way too many people in the spirituality, new age, awakening movement that are not encompassing the divine masculine, that are being vampires to the divine feminines, that are not standing in integrity and also protecting those around them. You know, that's part of being the divine masculine, is to be there to be protectors of the feminine as well. So if you see things going on around you within your tribes, within these events, within these things, and you don't step up and say something and bring these things to the light and hold space also for those not divine masculines and give them that space to allow them to rise, but be straight up and tell them and bring up their shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's too many people that just turn the other way and don't do that. And don't, you know, bring them and say the things that are happening that are not cool, that are not divine masculine. So we each need to hold our brothers accountable, you know, and they need to hold us accountable, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're cut from the same mold, dude. I mean, I put up this post the other day. Well, it's been a while, okay, but I've thought about it last night after getting that, whatever that was. I mean, it was like, I can't even explain it. But I remember putting up, and I got it last night to create another one. And it had something to do with, you know, oh God, how do I put this without sounding like I'm in a bar having, you know, 6 shots under. So it was like, lose your dick, because that ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, I put up a meme like that about 6 months ago, and I got hammered. You know, when you lose it, you will find it. It was kind of like what I said. You know, what I was saying is like, when you lose that attachment to that attachment, okay, and you really lose it and let it go. And I can speak from experience now over the last 10 days. Not only do you're not losing anything, because what you're gaining, what you're remembering, and what you're getting back, the sacred sexual power
That's exactly.
of that masculine energy that I thought I was going to lose if I gave away my erection. You know, if I said, okay, I don't ever need one again. I mean, it is so mind blowing what I've been shown. And I even told Morgan this morning.
Well,
I was kidding. I told her, I was like, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Sexuality is one of our most powerful tools for health, for ascension, for all of this work. But that's why it's been the most twisted thing in society, because the powers that be know, or the powers that used to be know, that was one of the most powerful things. That's where we can tap into and unleash the God force energy of creation.
Exactly.
But it's just been abused, and especially men, you know, they waste their seed countlessly. Instead of learning, you know, things like ejaculation, which is taught by the Tao of sexology, where you can actually pull that life force energy into your body and direct it for health, direct it for amplifying your energy body, direct it for activation. So there's many things that need to be taught and educated in regards to sexuality and the power that there is with that when you come into divine union with another. And you can come in, it's not just for pleasure. You can come in for so many things to use that energy, because that's what it is. It's just pure blown life force energy that can be then utilized for infinite things.
That's right. And I think that, you know, one of the things that we're finding out here, you know, and I think a lot of us have come, you know, a lot of us, you know, we're like, okay, I'm pulling this information in from multidimensional aspects, planets and so on, past lives. Wow, let's go play in that playground. Yeah. And you kind of like just, you know, the human was like, I'm done with you, you know, beam me up, get me out of here. But the universal energy, by our choice, you know, the human, we know now, has to be in full alignment, has to merge its free will and all of its multifaceted bodies with the multidimensional, with the pre-existing Akashic, whatever you want to call it. But the bottom line is that on the linear, what we call the linear timeline, the things that occur are a result of the things that occurred in the energetic field first.
Mm.
And this is where this sacred sexual vibrational energy, this creation energy, this new earth, new birth, rebirth energy is found. I call it the holy darkness, the holy mother's womb, the abyss, the void, that place that you don't know anything, where you step into it. You know what I'm talking about? But the thing is like the seeding takes place in the ethers. The golden child energy, which is made in that divine union, is created in the ethers, but it's starting to take on a physicality. And this is where it gets really interesting, because I think, yes, it's not just about pleasure, but I think that the pleasure that's coming, I mean, we can't even comprehend it, what we're getting into. We can't. And I'm telling you, last night was a little preview, and I know I'm not the only one.
Oh, no, there's many of us. I'm sure many watching here right now. So something you said, like, I would love to touch on right now. Real quick.
Go ahead.
There's many of us star seeds that are getting these downloads, that have the pieces of the puzzle. What I'm seeing, 80% of the light workers down on the planet, is a lot of them are up here, up in the cosmos.
Yeah.
Not grounding down the heaven to earth. That's the key. We're supposed to be the meeting point. The heart space is supposed to be the meeting point of heaven and earth. So if we're flying up in the clouds and, I got this idea, I got this idea, I got this idea, I got this idea, I got this download, but you're not grounded enough to actually cement down those downloads onto this plane and bring them into fruition, which takes dedication, which takes persistence, which takes, fully being grounded enough to actually make those a reality. And this is something, me and a lot of my team and high level people, we're going to start putting together some training courses, how to be the grounded ground crew, so we can actually do the work instead of just talking. I'm not trying to talk about, ideas. I'm not trying to talk about New Earth. I know that New Earth is not going to magically appear. It will for some that make the jump transition after it's already been built. But those of us that are here to build the New Earth are going to actually have to do the work.
Yeah.
We're not going to appear. We're not going to just teleport to some beautiful, magical land. We're going to be building this beautiful, magical.
Everybody's got to do it. You can't miss a step. That's what I was told 8 years ago. You cannot, nobody can miss a step. And we all have to embody it. I mean, like I said, I'm married to a woman that she's been downloading ascension. And there's some here that have too, like Pamela, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, to being downloaded, hey, this is what's going to happen around 2020, and divine union, sacred sexuality, and a variety of different subjects and templates that they have anchored. And she told me from the time I met her, because I was up there, I was playing up there, I was doing the broadcasting, and pretty much raising hell the rest of the time, right? And serving to my. But what I didn't know was, because she kept saying, none of it matters until you anchor it, until you embody it. And for 2 years, I asked her every month or two, I'd say, what does that mean? And how some things you just don't get until you experience it. It was like that. But yeah, I agree with you. We're the human is the hero. That's one of our hashtags here,
Well, like I took 7 years of embodiment, deep embodiment work, where I essentially took myself out of society, and I did 7 years of deep inner work before I started coming online and saying anything. There's too many people that are just getting downloads or not doing that work and cementing it down in, or maybe they watch one video and then they go, all of a sudden they're an expert in that and they're going and talking about it on their YouTube, right?
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, and that's where you get a lot of information that's everywhere out there, right? And I do not want to lead anyone astray in any way. I want to be here to empower people, activate people, not be another distraction.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I mean, and it's interesting because everything has moved so fast in 2020, especially if you look at the last 6 weeks or the last 25 days in August or the last 10 days that we're talking about. Everything is moving so fast. There is a new truth every day we wake up. I remember about 2.5 weeks ago, I was driving, taking a ride after a long day of broadcasting, just tuning in, and it was like I was being shown the polarities of the realm. I was being shown the overlay, the extreme polarities in the form of overlays on top of the realm's polarity. It's set up, and then I was kind of shown, why that we all had a hand in it, that we've all playing a role in it, and that we're trying to maximize the potential of transformation. But the bottom line was they told me, they said, you guys came here to create a higher truth. That the truth is not stagnant, and the truth is not, singular. The truth is always expanding, like universal creative creation seed energy. And this is what you guys are doing. You're creating a new truth. Take the old one, take what you came into the world with in these incarnations, remix it like a good DJ, and expand the truth. The love, the courage.
Clementine asked here about quantum leaping and the new Earth matrix already existing, and this is true. Yeah, this new Earth has already been birthed a long time ago, very much so. But there is ground crew that is going to be physically building this new Earth into this reality here now. And because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. As we're seeing right now on the planet, look at 2020. Look at the massive speed up of collapsing of old systems taking place right now, which is only going to get worse before it gets better. So I suggest all of you be prepared. Be prepared and have your things in order. So if the old systems collapse, you're prepared to not be dependent upon them, which is what my tribe is doing and has been doing for years. And it takes a lot because we're having to build all new systems. Everything we live our lives around and that governs our lives, with money, with health, with education, with all of it is going to need new systems to build, which there's so many people around the planet, amazing masters at their crafts that have been working on these new systems. So they have been getting built for a long time. And now what I'm seeing massively, especially in this last month, is every single one of those people that holds those pieces of the puzzle that has been working tirelessly for years on their own. The magnetic connections are massively increasing, and all those dots are coming together right now.
That's right.
And each one, the moment we're like, yep, let's do that.
This is the year, a lot of people forecasted it, the year of collaboration and co-creation.
Oh yeah.
And what you just said is occurring in a very organic way. My thing is because I obviously touch base with a lot of people. This is 2,100 episodes of just this show, of the stuff at SOULSPEAKS. And so I hear a lot of different things. And again, I wake up literally every day. Like I would have never thought that last night I was going to merge with the divine masculine, which I know, like I know myself, that was me, that was me, the micro, the macro, but that was me. That wasn't, an entity, like a godlike entity external of me and of us. But I guess what I'm saying is every day I wake up and there's a new truth. Like for instance, if we talk about, because I've got a lot of friends that they'll be like, we're gonna build this new educational system, we're gonna build this, and I believe it. But I believe what's happening is there's a synthesis occurring, and we're actually building this stuff in the ethers.
Oh, definitely.
We're building it in the ethers, and how does that translate? Does that mean we literally have to go and do something? I don't know. If I look at Soulogy, I've been getting downloaded this since 2011, 2012. And I've been shown what it is and what it will be. And And I've tried to go through the physical motions to make it happen, and it just collapses because you can't use any of that old 3D patterning, behaviorals, and systems. But at the same time, I wonder, or I get these comments will come in, these downloads, and they'll say, "You already done it, man. You just can't see it because you're trying to measure it in terms of the old 3D measurement systems."
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, this is a quantum environment, so if we're moving closer and closer toward instant manifestation, which we've already had experience with this year in terms of both what we don't want and what we do want,
both sides of the spectrum,
right? But who knows how instant can be?
Yeah,
and especially with all these young kids coming on the planet who are just like, I mean, they don't even have to say anything. They're just here, and it's just like, I mean, it's like, instant activation.
13-year-old son, so I'm seeing like, I can see, he's going to be on a whole nother, because I've been teaching him. He's been on my awakening path with me since he was 5 years old, because before, I've had full custody of him for the last 3.5 years now. But before that, when I didn't have custody of him and I had him, for weekends and things like that, I would have to be my commute was about 3.5 hours each way from where I was living and his mom was living. And so those drives throughout all the years, I was always listening to stuff. It started with self-development and started going into galactic. And we always had any question he had come up, I would try and answer it. And we would always get into just really amazing conversations about these things. But also at the same time, he's also hesitant because he's in the normal school system where there's not many kids like that that are on that level yet that I'm seeing within the standard public school system, because they feel like they wouldn't fit in and they would be looked at as weird, but I know that's going to be changing. I feel like this whole thing taking place where like none of the schools are actually having public school this year. It's all online based. This is bringing up these children with more time to look into things on their own that they're interested about, not what they're getting fed to them.
Well, if the kids are staying home, they're essentially being homeschooled, and that's it's talk about the dismantling of the different systems. I mean, they're no longer being held to those institutionalized routines. They're now being allowed to freestyle as their parents are. And, they're going to step out of the lines and tap into the creative, the creative flow that we haven't been encouraging. And then the other thing that's kind of funny, I think is hilarious, because I've got a kid. Oh, actually, I got 3 kids, but that are in school right now and university. Anyway, this one just got out of high school, so they're not going to have classes. And so I was reading a couple of articles where parents are now coming back and going, "Hey, why in the hell are we paying, regular rate if we're not even going to be going to the campus and utilizing the facilities?" So it's going to shatter the educational system, which has been a huge moneymaker for the powerless powers that be for many, many years. Some of these universities are
indoctrination system, right? To make them good workers.
Yeah.
To listen to what they're told and do what they're told, follow the instructions, and be able to learn one thing and repeat it.
Yeah, exactly. Memorization.
I've heard with this transition, in regards to the virtual, is it also allows them to change up the curriculum right now as well, very easily, because it's not just the stuck standard curriculum with the books that they had. Now it's all the digital. They can easily put in whatever curriculum they want into there now. So I'm curious to know what that means. But also I feel like, there's going to be newer schools being birthed, which there already is. Phenomenal schools. There's forest schools in Russia where they bring these kids and they get through all of grade school and high school within a few years. They have these kids helping build the school, helping teach classes.
Yeah.
Next level things, where they're putting the power into the child's hand and letting them just run wild with their creativity and imagination. And there's going to be more schools like that being birthed, and I think
Yeah.
there will be. And I know some of my partners are working on some newer online schooling systems to launch some global online schooling systems that are going to be phenomenal. So it's all coming. It's in the pipeline, you know.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. And then, and even the kids, that like we've had some contact with through the show, and through the community and through our personal life, um, contact with kids who are not even a year old. And they're telepathing from the womb. I have a grandson that telepathed with me one night when I changed his diaper.
Oh,
Hey man, this is our second life together. We were on another planet. I need you to give my mom a message for me. We've got a couple friends of ours that we got to hook up with in Florida, and they both had regular jobs. They had a boat, they had a house, cars, whole 9 yards, and the kid's in the womb and starts talking to the parents and says, "Hey, I'm not going to school. I'm not getting vaccinated. You need to quit your job, sell everything you got, get something that we can sleep in, and we're going to be traveling around. And by the way, my name is Ocean, and I'll see you when I come out." And I met Ocean, and Ocean's like, talk about total reckless, pure, genuine, innocent, abandon, and that's what they're bringing to the table.
yes.
They really are, and it's going to affect it, even without words.
Yeah, and I have a lot of things we're working on in regards to children because that's something I'm very interested in working with the kids and doing just straight Jedi training with them, helping
Right
them
on,
unlock their superpowers.
right on.
And we're working on a lot of things for kids. New Earth video games, a whole new set of video games.
Yeah,
Because I've been a gamer since Atari was out. I've been watching the video game industry for a long time, and there needs to be a lot of new games made. And then we're working, technology is exploding into virtual reality. Where right now, which we'll get into that later, I can tell you about, the event we have coming up for Burning Man, where we're building a whole virtual immersive world, and this is going to be.
now what's happening with Burning Man? I've got some friends that are hooked up with them, and so they're having a virtual Burning Man this year. Is that
Yeah, so
right?
this year it's the Burning Man multiverse. And it's
Right.
funny actually because it was called that last year before the corona hit, before all that, it was called the multiverse.
Right.
And yeah, so after we had done our event, Harmonizing Humanity Global Summit, which is a 4-day event taking place around the day out of time, Galactic New Year, end of July. And right after that event, we just opened up a portal, and I've just been having, offers coming in from all around the world for, collaborating with other tribes, other events, all these things. So Burning Man reached out to me and asked if we would be interested in having a Harmonizing Humanity camp for the Metaburn this year. And yeah, this was literally like a few days or a week after our Harmonized Humanity Global Summit, which I had already been running a marathon, getting ready for that event where we had speakers coming from all around the world. I was working tirelessly for like 4 months on that, and thought, oh, after that event, I'm gonna take a little break for a few weeks, and out in nature. No.
With that.
The universe had a whole different plans for that. So the marathon continues for me, but it's all worth it,
Yeah.
It's all to benefit the collective.
Yeah. We didn't come this far for nothing.
No, it's all systems go time. This is the time we've been waiting for lifetimes. So I'm not going to give up right now when it's just getting good. So yeah, we
right.
got approached for Burning Man. It's going to be a very unique online event. This isn't an online event where you're coming on and watching a screen. This is an online event where you're becoming an avatar and getting immersed in a multiverse of different worlds. So essentially, you're going to come on the main playa. There's going to be the man in the middle. We're going to have art car. We have art car that'll be driving around the playa. Planned music. You could hop on it and get taken to our camp. Then there's going to be 14 portals around the playa for 14 different camps. So our camp is camp number 4. Once you enter the camp number 4 portal, which also this whole event's a free event, free global event. For our camp, we have a very, very packed full schedule. We're bringing in the global tribe on this. We're going to be having a U.S. schedule, a European schedule, and an Asia schedule, and be running programs and things going on in our world 24 hours a day for the entire 7 days, essentially.
Right on.
Different.
And when is that? Is that in October? What is that?
No, this is next Monday starting, Todd.
Oh my God.
So
Next Monday.
Less than 30 days to build a world and
So
put
you're-
together this whole global schedule, which most people get
Yeah.
ready for Burning
So
Man.
I have these friends they met.
Okay.
And I think, and the reason I'm saying this is because I think this is along the lines, design-wise, not the theme of it, but so they met years ago
Okay.
in this virtual world that you go in and you pick an avatar and you create. Well, I guess like portals, like so they were like, okay, we're going to go to the beach in Morocco.
Yeah.
And so they go to the beach and it blew my mind because I'm into stuff like that, but I hadn't been around anything like that for 20, 30 years. And so they're like, create these worlds in virtual reality.
Yeah.
And they actually ended up having a romance and a relationship. The mind blowing other parts of the world. I mean, so is that what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. And right now, I mean, we have 30 days to get prepared for this. What our world's going to be now, which it's a magical, ancient, futuristic island. So our camp's going to be on Ascindia Island, ancient, futuristic island, which is going to be a crystalline city with sacred geometry architecture. We have a main stage, goddess temple, sound healing sanctuary, town hall, magical forest you can walk through. We're working on completing the boat ride so you can get on a boat ride and go around the island.
It's the real Disneyland, people.
And this is the start, eventually my idea, because we're going to keep expanding this world. I've now put together through this, I've now been building one of the world's best virtual reality development teams on the planet. And these are all people that are, next level awakened starseeds that also have the vision for New Earth. So what we're doing is we're going to be building New Earth in the virtual now. Okay. And this is a concept that I had come to me 4 years ago, is to build the virtual Earth, to build the New Earth in the virtual now, so we can show people how New Earth can be, and then also show them how we can get there. So this could be through even NPCs, non-player characters that are built with AI in the world. So as you're exploring, you can hear stories of what happened.
I wonder if this is how we all got here.
All right. So right now, though, it's going to start as a very immersive event platform. I mean, we're going to have we're working on getting in even a comedy club where we're going to have comedians coming from around the world doing shows in the comedy club. So one of my partners, the Eco Rainbow Goddesses, they have goddesses from around, amazing women leaders from around the world that are going to be holding different workshops in the Goddess Temple. And
all right.
in the main stage, we're going to be having a plethora of things going on. Where the concept for the main stage of the 7 days is we're going to be going through the 7 chakras, but we're not going to be going in the order of bottom to top or top to bottom. We're going to be going more in the order of Jose Arguello's work with the Mayan calendar and all that. And we're going to be starting with the crown, then going to the root, and it alternates this way till we're going to end on the last day with the heart.
This is trippy, man. I wonder, and I'm looking at my friend Pamela's comment.
And if you want to check this out, all you got to do is go to harmonizinghumanity.org. You can register on our site for free. We are accepting donations. We got a lot of expenses for this event. So we're trying to raise donations as well to cover any expenses, and anything after expenses being covered is going to go to the artists, going to go to the speakers, as well as to some of our charities as well, to help support them. This is a nonprofit event. We're not making money. We're just, yeah. So
You're
also,
balling, man.
we are right now bringing on, it's a very tight timeline. So we're going to be having content submissions deadline on Friday. So if anyone watching this wants to be involved as a speaker, a performer, sharing your magic on our stage, then please go apply on the website. You'll be able to apply as a speaker or performer. You'll get redirected to our content submission page, and you can get content plugged in. And we have a lot more events coming right after Burning Man in September. We're partnering up with the 11 Days of Peace with the We the People Foundation, one of our partners. We're going to be integrating content throughout the 11 Days of Peace. Several other events coming up as well that they want us to do some things for. We're going to be doing a rebroadcast of Earthstock, which was an event that we had a few weeks ago where we did a harmonizing water stage, all about healing our waters, ascending our waters, protecting our waters. Then all of these, we're also raising awareness leading up to the end of September, where we're going to be doing a massive in-person event. Todd, you're totally welcome to come. Invite anyone you want as well.
Where is it?
It'll be like a standing rock to help protect the headwaters of California, the headwaters at Shasta that are getting depleted by billions.
Is this a on-site event or a virtual?
On-site event. There's a lot of artists, myself. We got like
what's the date on that?
September 26th is the main day. I mean, we'll be up on the mountain for probably, at least a few days.
Where are you going to be, in Shasta?
Up in Shasta, we got a big property we'll be broadcasting from as well and having a stage. And we're working on bringing 10,000 or more people up to the mountain for this.
Well, that's trippy, man. But and this whole thing that you're doing that's coming up too, to me, is trippy. I'm sitting here going, I wonder if this is how we got into this thing. Seriously, I wonder if we were up there playing and we started developing, and here we are, and to the point where we actually believe the story. We actually believe these narratives. Oh, Anunnaki came, reptilians came, Orion Wars, all that stuff. And I'm not saying it didn't happen, but what's the difference between that and our own experience here now?
Yeah.
I mean, so this is really, really cool. When you think about, a lot of times we think of AI, which I believe everything is the same God particle. How can there be anything out there that's not something we can't work with in a transformational way, or cooperatively, or whatever? But where are we going with this, man? I mean, like,
where it's going is what we're working on now, which is the start of this world, and then one of my other partners who also has the next level virtual reality team is what they're focused on is being the bridge between the virtual and the physical.
Right on.
So what we're going to be doing, even with events moving forward, is bridging physical and virtual events. So as an example, you could think, let's say you're at a live festival and there's people attending virtually. They're going in a virtual world, but then they're getting hologrammed into the physical world. So the people in the event can see the virtual people as holograms within the space. And then the real event is also getting fed into the virtual world. So it's emergence of virtual and holographic and physical realities. Also with things like that, we'll have holocast stations set up like at Ascindia, which I'll tell you a bit about once we get on to some next subjects here. But where
we got a new debate at hand, my friend Neil. AI is not a God particle. We all have the right to disagree, but I don't personally believe anything exists. Anything. How can anything exist, whether it was created directly or as a result of something that was created by God, goddess? I don't know. That's just my take on it. And my point about that is what you guys are doing. How do you know or not know that what you
AIs existing that have cemented down into this reality since the time of Atlantis?
Absolutely. So, and how do you know or not know that what you're creating is not a petri dish for the next multiverse that we go playing around in?
Yeah.
How do you know or not know that? You don't. I mean, this is really cool because it sounds like, first of all, I know there's a lot of others around the world doing what your group is doing. There's a lot of soulogies around the world. There's a lot of everything around the world. It's just all out of the mainstream and it's under the radar right now.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff, man. Very cool stuff.
So, and we're not just working on building the virtual world. I've been working for years on a vision of building physical New Earth as well. The start of this is going to be able to build the heart centers that will emanate and spread out to. So we're starting with the Ascindias, which is the heart.
Now, what is Ascindia?
Okay. Ascindia is New Earth locations. It's
okay. So Ascindia is
it's rebuilding ancient crystalline cities of Lemuria.
Right. So when you're talking about what you're talking about, which is utilizing AI. Okay.
No, we're not.
But you're utilizing creations created by us that are extremely okay. But my point is when people talk about creating New Earth, they talk about bricks and mortar. You're actually talking about an energetic imprint that's outside of the mainstream, understanding. That you're actually talking about mixing physical and non-physical intelligence and intellect, and you're creating something that actually is going to
physically exist brick and mortar as well.
Well, yes, it is.
No, we're about to be building brick and mortar physical spaces. The first location for Ascindia is going to be in Costa Rica. We're in the process right now. We are about to be putting the down payment and begin finalizing blueprinting and permitting and be breaking ground in probably January and be building the first location. I
just happen to have a clip on that right here.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to play that, that would be amazing.
You see that, and what I was talking about was you're fusing physical and non-physical. You're fusing. So what happens is, as you're doing what you're doing, you're actually, it's like I was talking about. You wake up every day. There's a new truth. You wake up every day, and because of the progress that you've accomplished, the level of accomplishment, there becomes all these new possibilities based on what you put into it. Because it's not just bricks and mortar. It's this. It's the imagination. It's possibility thinking. It's, it's
And
maximizing our potential.
holding that vision, no matter what comes your way,
Yeah.
not deterring. Because that's the problem that most people have, is they start manifesting something. You can manifest instantly in the ethereal realm. It happens just like that.
Yeah.
But what happens is it takes time to bring that down to the physical. And most people, they'll be like, okay, I'm manifesting it, and then something happens, and they start straying away from that manifestation, and then boom, it never comes down.
Yeah.
I've had many roadblocks along my way. Many people along the years saying, go get it, go, do this, go get, go back into hair. I mean, I was a celebrity hairstylist where my career was booming, and I completely left it. I walked away. I left LA and completely just stepped out completely. So, and I just followed my heart, followed my inner guidance, no matter how crazy it seemed, like even with the Harmonizing Humanity Global Summit, that right after the pandemic hit, we got put into quarantine. I had the download to go buy harmonizinghumanity.org because my company is Ascended, which you guys can check us out at ascended.life. So harmonizinghumanity.org was birthed by an idea. I bought the website, said, okay, we're going to put together an event. And I've been doing web development, graphic design for over 15 years. So I just started building the website, started making the calls, started getting my team, getting my crew, getting everybody to start applying. And it came together, and it had hiccups along the way. Even the first day we were about to be streaming on this one platform, where we had all of it lined up for a certain platform. We start going into opening ceremony, massive technical issues right off the bat. I'm over there freaking out. We got our whole crew. We're up in Tahoe at a location. Literally, we had to pivot very fast, make really quick decisions. And I said, we're not going to move forward on this platform with the way that it's happening and have people's messages be skipping every 30 seconds or whatnot, and bring forth that out to the collective like that. So what we made all the decision and came to the conclusion we weren't going to move forward. And then what happened was, literally after we finalized that decision, 30 minutes later, I get a call from my other co-producer. She's like, hey, we can get on a call in 5 minutes with this team called Hubcast Media. We told them what's going on. They want to come in to help. They're a huge, major broadcast media company out of Canada. I mean, they got massive facilities. They do broadcasting for the UN and amazing things. They came in, saved the day. Literally within 5 hours, we got all of our, we went onto a whole new platform, whole new broadcast team, and we made it happen. And magic unfolded, and we opened a portal. And then what happened? Now what's up next? We're at Burning Man. We're building a virtual world, and now we're bringing together, I don't even know how many people. I mean, we got princes, we got indigenous tribe leaders from all around the world. We got comedians from all around the world coming, performers, speakers, you name it. Phenomenal individuals that we're bridging. We're creating these bridges with South America, Australia, Europe, Asia, Russia, Israel. We have these really just the ground crew from all around the world that are answering the call and coming together for this. So who knows what magic is going to unfold in next week?
The universal energy is supporting everything like this, and that's why things aren't taking this long. The only thing is we just got to get used to it. We got to take actions to actually expand it. It's not going to expand by itself. It's certainly not going to expand by us throwing any absolutes down, saying we can do this or we can't do that, or being affected by all this BS going on in the world stage and all this distracting programs, fear-based programming, savior-based programming. This is where it's at. Creativity, intuition, imagination is the order of the day, right? And you guys are making it happen.
Unlocking, we're going to be more intuitive. We're going to unlock more creativity. There is no shortage of creativity. I see so many people that get one good idea and they hold on to that one idea instead of realizing you can have infinite good ideas. And a lot of people, they'll hold on to one idea and then they don't bring it into fruition. And those ideas are coming down to us because they're trying to get birthed on the planet. So if you don't do the idea, someone else is going to get the download and they're going to do it.
That's right.
It's something that needs to happen no matter what.
That's
Either
right.
through you or through someone else.
Right on. That's the way it works, man. And it's been a heck of an hour and a half. I hope I didn't keep you too long. I got to get ready for the next show. I think Candace is still out there. She put up a couple of the links.
Yeah, there's harmonizinghumanity.org, ascended.life, or tsunamidiamond.com.
Yeah. And I think people are going to be asking for it. And you know how they like everything very user-friendly. Like, you put it in the post like, hey, where is that? I wrote it on there. But yeah, somebody, Candace or yourself or somebody on your team might want to go back to at least my Facebook page on that live and the one on YouTube, because that's where they get the most traffic. And because I'm sure people are going to reach out, they're going to want to contribute and collaborate. And yeah, man, keep Sedona in mind.
Yeah.
And either way, let's touch base.
I would love to make it for that.
Yeah, and I'm open to taking a trip up to Shasta if there's something there to do and be a part of. I'm all for it. My wife would probably tell me you go without me, but hey, if something like that's happening, and I'm all about spontaneity. This planning stuff is going out the window too. But yeah, so let's touch base again in a couple of weeks. I'll reach out to you before we leave town. I think we're leaving around the 15th or 16th. And I'll touch base with you and see what's cooking, or hit me up, whatever you think.
You got it, Todd.
All right, man.
To all you beautiful souls who tuned in today, now or in the future, we love you. You guys are doing it. We're doing it. It's exciting times. So just stay focused on the future of that which you want to create. Don't listen to the narratives that are getting played right now that are only going to increase and try to lead you astray from keeping focused upon that future that we are birthing together.
That's right. That's right. All right, brother. Thank you very much. Take care. All blessings to you and yours.